Okay, it's 12:43 a.m. I decided to make a video and here we go. They don't want you to see this brilliant woman telling about HCQ.
Andrew Cuomo's brother, the crazy one. That dude, I knew he took hydroxychloroquine. Do you know why? He kept saying that he was having nightmares. I knew he took some form of hydroxychloroquine, or one of them, probably the bad version. These people are taking hydroxychloroquine. I dare everyone in DC, or you talking heads on CNN, give me a urine sample. If I check your urine and you don't have hydroxychloroquine in your urine, then ask America not to take it. You senators, all of them. You know why they don't wear masks? Anthony Fauci can sit around not wear masks because they are all on hydroxychloroquine. They know it, but they want Americans to die. So let's get it. I dare every single one of you. Give me a urine sample. If you're not on hydroxychloroquine, Anthony Fauci, I'm talking about, who are they? Just name them. All these talking heads on CNN, they are all on hydroxychloroquine, and then they want Americans to die. And they're like, oh no, it doesn't work. I know them. Give me a urine sample. If you're not on hydroxychloroquine, if we don't find it in your urine, then we'll stop treating people. I dare you.
Rudy Giuliani. Hydroxychloroquine works is now proven conclusively. It should be used consistently to reduce the already declining mortality rate of COVID-19. Those who suppressed its use are directly responsible for deaths that could have been avoided. Americans want Congress members to pee in cups. I've been saying from day one that the elites are keeping it for themselves. Why do you think they all shut up about it so quickly? Murph. Mama Mimi. I shudder to think what else will show up in their urine. Not only does Twitter protect pedophiles, they also hide cures for diseases. The MSM handles are utterly silent on Trump's HCQ tweet storm. This is what panic looks like.
So I hope the conspiracy stuff dies down. It's really, the numbers kind of blow my mind, and it's not just the fringe people that you would normally think of.
It's not at all. I mean, I can tell you, I get stuff from people who seem, they have lives, they have families. I don't know if they genuinely believe this, if they've just been misled, but, and for me, it's, they claim I was on Jeffrey Epstein's airplane and going to his island with Tom Hanks, or I mean, just insane, crazy stuff. Do you think, I know internet companies are looking at this, do you wish that they would play a role in taking stuff down, which is just demonstrably false? Because, I mean, it does have real world, it does have real world impact on vaccines, or a nut showing up to a pizza parlor in Washington D.C. with a gun.
Yeah, in some cases they are taking things down. Um, it's a bad combination of pandemic and social media and people looking for very simple explanation. Who's the bad guy here? And a lot of that's been connected to politics, more in the U.S. than in other locations. And of course, vaccines weren't popular with everybody even before this all started. So I'm a big believer in getting the truth out, and but it's kind of not as titillating to say, Cooper's innocent. That's not as exciting. You don't forward that to quite as many people as you do the accusation.
State, and tonight he's charged with having and trading a massive amount of child pornography. KIRO 7's Gary Horker is live near the Gates compound in Medina. And Gary, this man worked as an engineer for the family.
That's what SPD intelligence found out, Steve. They found out that the man actually worked for the Bill and Melinda Gates mansion on the grounds of their sprawling 66,000 square foot estate, and that's where they found him and questioned him last March. The estate is behind us, right on the lakefront here, but this is a few blocks away, and it's as close as their security will allow us to get. But according to King County prosecutors, 51-year-old Rick Allen Jones was questioned by detectives about images of child porn and even child rape that were sent from Jones's home computer. Now, none of this alleged crime actually happened at the Gates mansion, but it was here that Rick Allen Jones admitted to detectives he collected child porn for about 10 years, sending images through his Gmail account. Now, while Jones was talking to detectives at the Gates estate, 3 more SPD detectives had a search warrant to search Jones's Ballard apartment. There, they say they found more than 6,000 images of graphic child porn and rape, 133 of which were children identified by police. We tried Jones's apartment for comment. We got no response. We also reached out to Bill and Melinda Gates' foundation, and we did not hear back. So, in fact, we do not know if he's been fired by the Gates' family. Another mystery into this is why Jones was never jailed or charged by these allegations up until now. The investigation started here at the Gates Foundation, the Gates Mansion, in March, and the criminal complaint, which I have right here, says he has to show up in court and face a judge in the coming days. So we're going to keep track of this. We're digging into the charges. We'll keep you posted on the latest. Live from the lakefront in Medina tonight, I'm Gary Horker, KIRO 7 Eyewitness News.
Man arrested at Bill Gates' estate for reportedly trading child porn. Mark Zuckerberg was just criminally referred to the DOJ for perjury in his 2018 congressional testimony. What do you think the DOJ will do with the referral? Ignore the referral. The Italian university where I bumped into Joseph Misfit has been raided by Italian authorities. Italy is with us. George Papadopoulos. Brookings Institute in the news. I had breakfast with Pinchuk. He will see you at the Brookings lunch. Melon Verveer, a Ukrainian American then working for the State Department, wrote in a June 2012 email to Miss Clinton, "Keep digging, Anon, they all have foundations and institutes for a reason. Stupid. Cute." China closes U.S. consulate in retaliation for Houston closure. Matt Agrest had a really good tweet today. Daily reminder: burning and destroying private property is not protesting, it is a crime. And tear gassing, pepper spraying, and firing rubber bullets at peaceful protesters is not policing. Either or, it is terrorism. Fact. Doing either one of these things will result in both. So who would win out of Johnny Depp versus Elon Musk? From how Johnny looks right now, probably Elon Musk. Hopefully Glenn Beck and his family will feel better. "72 seconds. From what I hear, it wasn't just Trump that was spied on." Do tell. Wow. I get a kick out of this every time I watch it.
Well, I mean, that's classic Trump hyperbole. I sent him a letter on Monday outlining the very specific things that the federal government is uniquely qualified to help with, starting with common sense gun control. The fact of the matter is, our gun problem is related to the fact that we have too many illegal guns on our street, 60% of which come from states outside of Illinois. We are being inundated with guns from states that have virtually no gun control, no background checks, no ban on assault weapons. That is hurting cities like Chicago. That is the thing that if the president really wanted to help, that and the other things I identified in my letter he could do today, tomorrow, but he's not really interested in helping in that way. Well, I mean, that's classic.
Make no bones about it, they want your guns. The United States military has been working with ETs for a long time. Twitter censors Q material but actively promotes propaganda on behalf of violent communist insurrectionists who are trying to kill, injure federal law enforcement and burn down a federal courthouse in Portland. How do you get away with this stuff? Check it. Jordan say there. In short, extraterrestrials are here. They've been here for a while, and they're basically waiting for us to collectively wake up before they initiate any sort of mass open contact. We have to get that job done ourselves first.
Joining us now, Congressman Devin Nunes,
Swamp
ranking member of the
connections.
House Intelligence Committee, member of the House Ways and Means Committee, and a leading light in what has been the darkness of Obamagate for almost 4 years. Congressman, great to have you with us. What more can you tell us about your investigation into Danchenko, to the subsource, if you will, for the discredited dossier farce that's been perpetrated by the FBI, the special counsel, and the Justice Department on the American people?
Well, Lou, I would just say, just when you think this can't get any more crazy, it does get crazier, right, and it gets much worse. So now what we have here is that we have the Brookings Institute, a left-wing think tank. We've long suspected that they had some dealings with this dossier, but now we know that they were involved in the development, the dissemination, and the defense of the Steele dossier. And what we don't know, now that we know that the primary subsource, we were led to believe by the FBI that somehow this was a source who was Russian, that he might get killed if something happens. No, it ends up he's just a swamp creature living just around the corner, just not far from here, Lou. I'm coming to you from the Capitol this evening. And he lives right here. He's not in any danger. And the whole thing was made up, and the FBI knew about it. And so now the question is, can we get to the bottom of this, and will Durham get to the bottom of this? And now we also have to begin to look at, should a left-wing think tank, a nonprofit, should they have a nonprofit status if they're in the job of developing a political hit piece, disseminating the hit piece, and defending the hit piece for 4 years? I think they need to be looked at by the IRS.
I have to tell you, I'm just stunned that come August, we're talking 4 years since the end of the month. 4 full years since this conspiracy against the president began in earnest. And it stuns me that we are learning this. The Brookings Institution? Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Do you have any doubt that they were involved, just out of curiosity?
It's hard to believe, I know. Look, we knew the president of Brookings was somewhat involved, at least on the periphery of this, but now we know for sure he was involved. We know that he was texting. I'm not going to say that he was texting buddies with Christopher Steele, but he was texting with Christopher Steele, the author of the dossier, at a very, very important time when they were involved in trying to disseminate this. When you now add to it that we've got this swamp creature running around here that was supposedly this Russian source that wasn't a Russian source, I mean, what you're really looking at here, Lou, is I don't want your viewers to really get too confused about this. This story was made up out of whole cloth by the Clinton campaign.
Yeah.
America first. MAGA.